What is good, people? It's askoffscript, it's BL and Morgan, and we're here today joined with the one, the only, Soloman. How are we doing, man?
I'm great, guys. How are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you. I'm not too bad.
Now we can see you're in the boxing gym. Now obviously I'm gonna have to bring this up. I'll get it out of the way at the start. Last time out, main man Salt Papi. Now it was a great fight against Anthony Taylor, but I want to know your thoughts on it as his coach.
Yeah, obviously it was a step up again in challenge with an experienced guy like Anthony, and you know he's a good fighter, Anthony. We believed that we could get the win. We didn't. We fell off game plan a little bit. It's the inexperience that showed that night with Salt Papi. We believed that we'd beat him in a rematch. No disrespect to Anthony. We believed we'd beat him in a rematch, and yeah, disappointed a little bit with him, and he's disappointed with himself. I feel like the first round he was boxing fairly well, and the second round started it off well, and then just got caught into wanting to hurt Anthony, and he was walking him down with no care and just taking shots to land shots. That there shows you what Salt Papi is actually about. That's how he came to me, raw. He wasn't scared. He loved having wars, as he calls it. He likes to go to war, but in a 3-round bout you haven't got time to do that, because before you know it, fight's over and you've lost on point. Credit to Anthony, he's spoiled and held, and that's part of boxing. You know, we worked on stuff in the clinch as well, as you could probably see from the fight. But yeah, fair play to Anthony. There'll be a rematch somewhere down the line, I'm sure.
I'm looking forward to it. So I actually wanted to touch base a little bit on that game plan. Now I know you don't want to reveal too much if the rematch is on. However, if you know a fighter was to fight Anthony Taylor, what would be the greatest assets going forwards to defeat one of the best fighters on the Misfits card?
Every fighter has to have a different game plan. Like, you know, no same fighter, like for example Salt Papi or the next guy, or just for example whoever it is you can name, they'd have to have a different game plan because they all have different fighting styles. I do believe that Salt Papi's style is a great style. It's like an antidote to Anthony. If you watched Anthony, he's never boxed that way. He was made to box that way, because if he boxed his usual way, he would have probably fallen into a lot of traps. So credit to him, he adapted, found a different way to win the fight. Our plan can't go into too much, but like he fell off it. You can see pretty much everything that we wanted to do in the first round. He was landing some quite clean combinations, and yeah, I can't really talk too much about game plans because yeah.
I expect you to now.
Well, we won't talk about the game plan, but what I want to talk about is the positives you saw from Salt Papi. Now, what I saw was someone that showed heart. He did take a few bangs from AT, and he ate them, no problem. He showed that chin. So what did you see from ringside?
Yeah, so obviously I've seen that since over like 14 months ago, 15 months ago when he joined me. I knew he had that. I don't like to see that. I don't need him to show me that until there's desperation times, and there wasn't time for desperation. I know he's a tough guy. I've never doubted his chin. I've never doubted his heart. I know that's there, and that's great to have because you can't teach that. But the things that we worked on, showed some of them. I was happy with his work in the clinch. Yeah, so he done some good work in the clinch, you know, like pushing him down and manipulating him in many different ways. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed how he fell off. Like in the second round, he knows what he did. He just started walking Anthony down and not really caring about what's coming. He kind of showed, like you said, heart and toughness. But as you both can agree, there was no reason for him to need to show that at that time. Like he wasn't under any severe danger. He wasn't rocked at any point or hurt. So yeah.
I agree. Now, I want to give you credit to you. You have created one of the most dangerous, if not one of the best YouTube boxers in the scene, Salt Papi. Now, he's recently just said about his laser eye surgery, and this could essentially level up his game. Now, what's your take on that? And do you think we're going to see a whole new level to Salt Papi's game?
Yeah, we're all going to see what that's about. He's back in the gym, obviously. There's one thing I noticed. He doesn't squint at me when I try and tell him instructions anymore. Like when he first came to the gym, I used to be like, why is he always looking at me like that when I'm telling him stuff? Like, he looked like angry. But then I realised he can't see me. So like he'll squint like this too. But now he doesn't squint at all. He done a little bit of body sparring because he's not ready for any sparring to the face yet due to recovery. Like I think he's got to wait until the doctors say he's ready for that. So, but yeah, when I watched it, like to be honest, I just don't understand how he had such great timing and accuracy with bad eyesight. So we'll find out probably in about 6 weeks what it's all about. But I'm kind of scared for people if it has improved. Like he says it's pretty much what it's like when he wears glasses. Yeah, it's definitely better. Like he's not squinting. It's better, 100%. So it's only going to improve him. I guess if you look at it logically, he'd probably having to put a lot more concentration into fights than he probably would have if he had good eyesight. Like he's probably more focused, and probably, I don't know, that could be cause for people to maybe be more aggressive. Like I don't want to counter all the time because there's so much I don't know. It's hard. I'm not in his shoes, but yeah, I think it's going to improve him, and we'll see where that goes.
Well, we can't wait to see Salt Papi back out there. Hopefully, Super Saiyan Salt Papi. But I want to know, what is next for him? You talked about potential AT rematch. Who do you want next for him?
Listen, I always call him the can man because he will fight anyone. He will literally fight anyone. That is worthy of a challenge as well at the same time. Let's not be ridiculous and say people that ain't going to bring nothing to the table. Anthony won the poll with there were 2 professionals under him and Idris, and the other guy was Callum. He won the poll when we fought him, and people wanted Josh Beckner, we fought him. So whoever really, I'm happy with the rematch. I was happy with it the next day if it had to be, but obviously I think looking at it logically, it'd probably be a bigger fight. He's fighting Paul Bamba. It'd probably be a bigger fight later down the line. Salt Papi's words were, I want something to take away from him.
Wow.
So he wants maybe Anthony to build up something of himself. You know, say if he beats Paul, it's a good fight against Paul. He beats him, like, he's a killer, man. Papi's a killer, whoever it is. There's been a couple of names. Obviously, you guys have heard about, like, Adrax's called him out and stuff like that. And there's a few, but obviously at the moment we can't really say much because there's no, like, fight date really set, because we've got to wait till his full recovery's in, and then we're going to start talking. But there's no real conversations about fights at the moment because there's no reason to be, really.
Absolutely. Now, there's a name that was thrown around after fights, which I was taken back by. There was a bit of going and forwards. Deji. Now, what do you make of that fight with Deji? Some people are saying it's way too early for Deji, and some people are saying it makes sense. Now, I want your opinions on it, and what did you make of it?
I wouldn't say early because, like, obviously he's probably been boxing a bit longer than Papi in general. It is what it is. At the end of the day, I understand how this business works. You know, Papi just wants to fight influencers, really. We've been made to kind of go into this other dimension of, you know, they call them crossover boxers, I call them professional fighters. We've gone down into that dimension. So we want to kind of go back to where we was before and try and fight some influencers. We've always wanted any of the big names. I think him and Deji would definitely do great numbers. We all know that. It's up to his team, isn't it? Like, if they want to take the fight, I think they made it quite clear that they probably don't. They probably got their eyes on someone else. But I guess it's up to them. Like, I think Papi just wanting to fight some big names, and hence Deji is a big name. So, like, any big influencers, he's up for fighting, really.
Well, it's not just Salt Papi, although we love Salt Papi. It's not just Salt Papi you train. You've got Halal Ham in your gym. I think we saw a wild Boxer G in the background doing some shadow boxing. But talk to me about the family that you're building at that gym.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Family. It's strange with Fox. I actually, like, I follow, like, YouTube accounts. Like, that's all I follow. So yeah, 2 of them are actually, like, golf channels because I love golf, and the rest of them are, like, actual to do with YouTube boxing, actually, believe it or not. And one of them actually is Fox, and it was before I met him. So, like, it randomly came up, one of his weird videos that he does, you know, with, like, that outro or whatever you call it, exit.
Yeah.
Like, that weird music. And I showed, like, my missus, I was like, don't you think this guy's, like, strange? And she was like, yeah, like, kind of cool. So I started watching his videos, and then next minute he was announced as he was going to be an announcer for Misfits 1, and I was like, oh shit. And I was like, look, that kid's going to be, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I bumped into him. So obviously we started talking. Yeah, like, it was strange because we straight away connected. We got along, and yeah, we never really stopped talking since Misfits 1. We've always talked on the phone and stuff like that. Yeah, come in.
There's
So
the man himself.
now he's here and he's joining the team. He's going to be relocating. Yeah, he's ready. Yeah, so we've built a good team here. We've got AJ Bunker as well, part of the team. So we've got, you know, no discrimination, shall we say? You know, so, like, yeah, it's a good family. There's great vibes at the gym. Everyone's happy. Trying to keep that's it now. There's no more fighters coming to the gym, and that's the limits for me. I can't really do more than these guys.
Absolutely. Now, I can see Fox right there, sat there. He's looking excited. He's like he's got a cast on and he's still boxing. Now, I want to talk a little bit about that spar with Salt Papi, and maybe Fox, is he the future of Misfits? That's what I'm hearing, rumours on the street.
Yeah, so I'll be honest with you. I said it to him a long time ago, and it was weird because he posted that video, and he hates his comments and that. Sorry, Fox. But I'll read through them all. Like, so, and there was one comment on there, and it was like, and the guy summed it up really well. He was like, finally, like, Fox the G, the 2nd generation YouTube boxing star. And I really do think, I said to him, like, he can be that, and I really do think he will. You know, he trains hard, he loves boxing, and, you know, he's already got a good base with his YouTube channel, and also the fact that the Misfits community know him quite well. So yeah, I really do believe that as long as he puts his head down and trains hard, he's going to be the future star of, he's going to be what that guy said. I'd love to be able to quote his name. This next 2nd generation YouTube boxing star.
Now, I know we ask Fox every time we see him, when can we see you out? But I'm going to ask it again. We're so excited to see you fighting, man. When can we see you out? And now you've got Coach Soloman in your corner.
ASAP, bro. ASAP. As soon as I get this leg healed, moving out pretty much. I'm just going to be living close and training every day, putting in that work, and then whenever Mam says we're ready, we're ready.
Oh, that's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. Maybe a little tag team with off script. That's what I'm hearing anyway. That's what I'm hearing.
Salty and Fox.
So you've got a big family at the gym. Now, I'm going to dig back into the past. We had Deji actually train at your gym, and obviously we said about Salt Papi. Now, having had trained both of them, what do you make of their actual levels, and why did Deji drop out?
I've already touched base on Deji, why he dropped out. Also, like, I did see him on the last Misfits event, and we talked, and we both got respect for each other. We're on good terms and stuff. So, like, I always said with Deji, he is very naturally talented, and I'll stick by that word. He does have a lot of natural ability. Obviously, I feel like everything happens in life for a reason, and I feel like he wasn't meant to be with me. I wasn't meant to be with him, and we've moved on. And feel like he's bettered himself in ways and as a human. And it was nice. It was nice to catch up with him. Actually, we had a little chat between just me and him, and we both like exchanged pleasantries, and we're both on good terms. And yeah, he's very naturally. He's one of the most naturally talented boxers I've seen in YouTube boxing. I can definitely say that about Deji, and I think you can kind of see it from his fighting style. He's defensively quite aware. He's a southpaw, which makes it awkward. He's quite strong. He's fairly explosive. Yeah, he's a good fighter, man, to be honest. And Papi is just, you see the work, man. He's also the same. He's very naturally talented. They're different, but they're both naturally talented in different ways, Well,
we know Deji now. He's training with Daily Perales, and there's been some rumours on the street that these coaches are wanting to step in the ring. We've heard Leon say he'll get in there. Daily said he'll get in there. I want to know, would you get in there, and how would you fare against those people?
I normally, I don't do interviews much either. I like to stay back. You know what? Boxing, probably with most of those coaches as well, the reason they probably stopped was because things started not working and falling apart, right? So I think, sometimes you watch people spar and you're like, I can still do it, but the body won't keep up, man. Like I had some injury problems as well when I was an amateur, and that made me stop. I tried coming back 2 or 3 times, and it was like reoccurring injuries. For me, my purpose in life, I feel like I've found, is to help people through boxing and through other things, like through other avenues. I want to make people better human beings, and I feel like that's what Allah has sent me here to earth to do. And of course, who wouldn't want to be a champion in boxing? Who wouldn't want to box and feel that rush? I feel like I've found my purpose in life, and I'm very blessed. A lot of people go through life and maybe don't find their purpose, so I'm very blessed. I'm happy with what I'm doing.
Absolutely. Now, we can tell you're very knowledgeable when it comes to boxing, and you know the scene. Now, there's a big tournament coming up, the Kingpin tournament. Has anyone actually impressed you on that tournament, and who do you think could potentially win that?
You know what? It's a really hard tournament to kind of suss out. I think they've all impressed me, every single fighter, really. I think a lot of people did start talking about Whindersson Nunes a lot, about his fight, but if I'm honest, I'm still not convinced about him out of all of the fighters.
Why would that be?
I feel like the guy that he was fighting was very limited. I really do think, it's not that I think. I know that Kenny will provide and give him much more challenges than his opponent did previously. So I think we'll find out what Whindersson Nunes is about in that semi-final. And then Anderson Gibb against Jarvis, that's another great fight. I think, Anderson, nice guy, I've met him, very respectful guy as well. I like him. Trains very hard, as we see. And Jarvis, I think he's got good ability. I feel like he might be a little bit smaller than the guys that in that division. I think that might be a little problem for him, but doesn't mean he can't win it. I really don't know who's going to win that tournament, to be honest.
It's a real toss-up, to be honest. So the level's actually really similar.
It depends. So I feel like if a certain person wins the semi-final and a certain person wins the final, so the winner from semi-final A fights the winner from semi-final B. Semi-final A could win, but if that semi-final B went the other way, that could win. Do you get where I'm coming from? It really, you don't know. Yeah. It depends who wins the fight. Styles can possess different problems. Yeah. Do you want me to pick a winner?
Oh, I mean, that's up to you, man. I'm not going to pause a little while. I know we're the Misfits boys here, but it's a toss-up.
Yeah, you know what? It's really hard. It really is. Because I don't know what's going to happen, man. You don't know how people are going to deal with these certain styles. Because you've got 4 completely different boxers. You've got Kenny, who's quite long and rangy. You've got Anderson Gibb, who's, very tenacious, got a good engine. You've got Jarvis, who's also quite tenacious, got good fundamentals as well, it seems like. And then you've got Whindersson Nunes, who seems quite strong, crude, but effective. I don't know. I think I'd go Anderson Gibb. That's not just because of boxing ability either. I just feel like, yes, I'm going to go with him or Kenny. It's a hard fight. I think that's going to be the final. But I don't know. It's hard because how many rounds is the final going to be as well?
Oh, I'm not sure as of yet. I don't think they have confirmed it, but I'm guessing 5.
If the fight's a long distance fight, it's going to favour the likes of Gibb, unless he takes a lot of punishment and he'll tire up. But he's got an engine, we know that. Yeah, I think I'm going to go. I'm going to go Gibb.
Okay, wow.
Okay. I'm excited for that. I can't wait to see if your prediction is true. But we're going to circle back to Misfits now. Obviously, there's a card coming up, and it caused a bit of speculation. We've got that 4-man Royal Rumble. I wanted to know your opinions, and if Fox is still about, if he can throw in his as well.
Remind me the people on that one.
Come on.
No, still that tag team as well, isn't it? So go on.
Let's do this job for us. Thank you very much.
I know it's B-Dave, isn't it?
Yeah, B-Dave's winning.
He's like, B-Dave's always like the guinea pig, isn't he?
Alright, main event, Nick Lamau, Swans, B-Dave, Ryan Johnson.
So I have no idea who Ryan Johnson is.
He's like...
Is he good?
Is Ryan Johnston good?
He's quite good.
Yeah, I think they released some footage recently. I
think he's Austin McBroom's cousin.
Imagine him going in on B-Dave, bro. Thing is,
Yeah, he looks quite strong.
But it's just bag work.
I think the best technical boxer that I've seen coming through the rank for a while is Nick Lamau.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
I agree. I think he's going to be dangerous.
I think he's quite slick and he's tough. I like Nick Lamau, but you know what? He's got swarms in there, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think people are sleeping on.
I know Deji beat him, but again, like I said, he's got a lot of ability. Deji's got clearance, and he showed that night. He really did. But you've got to respect swarms, and yeah, I think especially he's got H boxing in his corner, and he's a great coach. And yeah, I don't think you can rule him out. I think and you could be Davies tenacious. I don't know. Who you got?
I think it's between Nick and B-Dave. I think it's between them, and I think that they're gonna be like right at the end, and it's gonna be B-Dave. After like the entire fight's done, it's gonna be B-Dave, and he's gonna have Nick against the ropes, and it's just gonna be Nick doing his little stuff like this, and then B-Dave swinging, and I don't know who's gonna win.
I think it's going to be Nick Lamau, and yeah, it's tough.
It's gonna be tough.
It's going to. I think. Yeah, I don't.
Swarms could be the
I
same.
think Swarms has got a good engine though. I want to see what Swarms is going to do in that one.
Yeah, I think he may cause more issues than anticipated. But yeah, man, I think we've covered everything
we've covered
here.
quite a lot there.
So here at Offscript, we want you to shout out your own thing. It's your time to talk to the people.
Bro, I shout these guys out, man. You know, Fox Deji, Instagram, YouTube, official Salt Papi. Yeah, all the people here, man. Just it's about them. It's not about me, man.
Too humble. He's too humble.
Humble man. So we appreciate your time on here.
But shout myself out.
Go on.
Go for it.
There you go.
There you go. That's the man.
Get the
Make
zoom
sure
in on there.
following him on all platforms.
That's fitness.
There you go. Well, we really appreciate your time.
It's always good seeing you not fight week as well.
Yeah, you and yourself, and hopefully we'll see you very soon.